you're a beginner in Brawl Stars or have just recently returned to the game, you're probably wondering, what is this? And what the f is that? And why does this exist?
음색 깡패 나가신다.
I can't feel my ears. Well, today we're gonna answer just that. Hey guys, it's Gbab here, and here are my top 12 plus tips to reach 30k trophies in no time and flex with your friends. So without further ado, let's go. Okay guys, so I split this video into 4 main categories from 0 to 30k trophies, but I suggest you watch the whole video in case you missed something important. So let's start with our first category. Tip number 1. Learn the basics. Start with a tutorial and get familiar with the controls. Learn what aiming and supers are and what a gadget, a star power and a hypercharge can do. They are different in all brawlers. Aiming is the basic ability of your brawler. If you aim and you hit an enemy, you charge up your super. Your super is considered the stronger ability and is more important for some brawlers than others. Gadgets have 3 uses and are considered active abilities. Star powers and gears are considered passive abilities, meaning that you don't need to press a button to enable them, and a hypercharge is an active one as well, just like gadgets. They all help your brawlers in various different ways, but hypercharges give buffs to your brawler and change their super.
Nice.
Tip number 2. Try all brawlers. Experiment with different brawlers to find your favorites. Start playing the game and unlocking new brawlers, and then try these brawlers to see which ones you like the most and use them. Upgrade them and buy some abilities as well. Some brawlers depend on their gadgets to be strong, some on their star powers, some are strong without them. It depends on the brawler. If you guys want me to do a video covering up this topic as well, please let me know down in the comments. Moving on, if you have a number of brawlers and you have to choose which one to unlock, hop on to the training cave and play 1 or 2 practice matches with all of them and see what's best for you and your playstyle. It's also important to try the rest of the brawlers at least once and trying to memorize their abilities. If an enemy has one brawler you haven't unlocked, knowing what it does will come in handy. Tip number 3. Master one brawler. Focus on mastering one brawler at a time. It's like picking your favorite superhero and sticking with them. For example, the first brawler that I mastered was Mortis. Sure, Mortis is the most overrated brawler in the whole game, and you can't hop on a Brawl Ball match without seeing one. But he is also one of the hardest brawlers to play with and master. I mastered him by learning a few things. Number 1, which gadgets and star powers are better for him and how to use them. Number 2, how much damage does his main attack and super do, and how much damage can I do with 3 ammo. Number 3, by learning the right matchups for me, so which brawlers I can easily kill and which ones can easily kill me. And number 4, by playing a lot with him and learning when do I need to attack and where do I need to back down. Do these 4 things and you will be star player in all of your games with your favorite brawler. Also try reaching higher ranks. It will be more challenging for you, but you will learn a lot more. Okay, moving on to tip number 4. Upgrade wisely. Prioritize upgrading brawlers you use the most. Don't be that person who spends all their gold on a brawler they never play. It's pretty self-explanatory, but a lot of people do this. If you're going to upgrade a brawler and buy some of their abilities, just make sure you like the basic mechanics behind that brawler, such as their aiming, their super, their movement speed, and what type of brawler they are. There are 7 types of brawlers: damage dealers, tanks, marksmen, artillery, otherwise known as throwers, controllers, support brawlers, and assassins. You can find a list with all of the brawlers classified by their types in the link description down below. Damage dealers have different kinds of HP, and as the name suggests, they have an ability that helps them deal a lot of damage. Tanks have more HP, but their basic attack has a shorter range. Marksmen are the exact opposite. They have a very long range but low HP. Artillery usually have low HP, but their advantage is that they can throw their attacks, which means they can hit you behind walls, hence the name throwers. Controllers usually have some HP, but not a lot, and their aiming or super has a big radius, meaning they control a large area of the map. Support brawlers are there for you. They help their teammates by healing them or giving them speed, damage, and health buffs. Lastly, assassins have all kinds of different ranges and HP, but the one thing they do best is, you guessed it, assassinating. They all have some ability to quickly reach their enemy brawlers and kill them very fast. So by knowing all this, you can actually decide which type of brawler you like the most. Tip number 5. Play with your friends. I can't stress it enough. Randoms suck. But if you can find some good friends you can play with, not only you'll enjoy the game more, but you will win more because you can coordinate with them, and coordination is one of the most important things to win in Brawl Stars. Plus, it's more fun to laugh at each other's mistakes together. If you don't have any friends, well, you can play with me. I don't have any friends either, so nah, don't worry about me. But seriously, if you want us to play together, don't hesitate telling me down in the comments section. Tip number 6. Join a club.
If you're not in a club, join a club.
Ideally, you want to join a club with the people who have more trophies than you in order to get advice and play friendly games with them. It will help you get better by seeing how they react in certain situations. Think of it like joining the cool kids table in school. Also, joining a club comes with some sweet rewards as well. You don't want to miss out on those big juicy piggies. Tip number 7. Learn each game mode. So from now on, it'll be a little more advanced, guys, but bear with me because it's gonna be good. Each mode has different strategies. It's like switching from soccer to basketball. You can't just start kicking the ball. For our case, we have a lot more than 2 game modes, but some are similar. Let's start with the basics. Showdown is for losers and I'm not gonna cover it. Nah, I'm just kidding. But it's a mode that ruins the essence of the trophies because you can just spin and win. It's hard to play Showdown without spinning.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
And I'm not recommending it to anyone. We're gonna touch the 3v3s instead. Gem Grab is probably the first 3v3 you're going to play. In Gem Grab, the most important thing is control and pressure. So if you're playing with a team, pick a brawler that is good in mid and 2 others that are good lanes and space out. Try winning your battles, and if the enemies all come from the same side, it's easier for you to shoot them down. Then hold your lanes as much as possible to help your mid brawler collect all the gems. Also, one more thing, try not losing with all the gems, please. This goes to all my random El Primos who jump all the way to the enemy spawn with the gems. The same rules apply to Hot Zone, as it doesn't matter if 1 or more players stand on the zone. It goes up at the same speed. So pick your lanes and keep control of the map. In fact, going into your correct lanes is the most important thing in all game modes. That's why I made a list with all the mids, the lanes, and the versatile ones, meaning they can play either as a mid or as a lane on different scenarios. You can take a screenshot of that. Got it? Okay, you're welcome. Anyway, moving on to our next game mode, Brawl Ball. For Brawl Ball, pick a brawler that can create pressure, such as an assassin or a tank, but don't forget to pick a brawler to counter those as well, such as a damage dealer. This will ensure that you create and maintain the pressure, and once you get a kill, it will be much easier to spawn trap them and score a goal. Yay! From there, you can either play defense or go for the second one. These rules apply to basketball as well. I know it's not in the rotation, but I had to cover it for future reference. Now, Heist is different. Heist can become a base race, meaning both teams rush to the enemy safe and whoever takes it down quicker wins, or it can be a very controlled game, resulting in a win by close percentages. It depends on the map. Either way, you need to create pressure and to have at least one brawler that deals a lot of damage to the safe. Lastly, we have the elimination style game modes, which are Bounty, Wipeout, and Knockout. They are similar, but each one is different. Most of the time, you're gonna need at least one marksman and an assassin to create pressure. Try experiment with throwers and controllers as well though. Moving on to tip number 8. Focus on objectives. Whether it's collecting gems or scoring goals, focus on the objective. Don't get distracted by the chaos. This connects well with the previous point because I talked about playing in a team. What if you're playing alone instead? Where you are lucky because I play alone all the time and I have the solution for you. Just pick a brawler that is great with the objective. For example, don't pick Mortis and Heist. He cannot deal any damage on the safe, but you know who can? Brock, for example. Chuck, Colette, 8-Bit, and many others. Another example, don't play a lane in Gem Grab, play a mid brawler. This way you are responsible for the gems. Play the objective, not only the game. Always assume that your teammates are gonna be trash and pick a brawler that is good on the game mode you wanna play. Tip number 9. Control the center. In all game modes, controlling the center gives you an advantage. This does not mean that we can forget the lanes. It means that if our mid gets a kill first, they can focus on the enemy lanes to help us out. On the other hand, if one of our lanes gets a kill, the enemy mid will have to play versus 2 players. The thing is, being in the middle is easier to play versus 2 players than being at the sides. You have more space and you can retreat or push easier. That's why it's a more important role than lanes. If you control the center, you can help out to the side and your lanes will win their matchups. Okay, I know this amount of information can be overwhelming for you guys right now, but feel free to reference this video in the future if you need to understand something or if you forgot something and you want to remember it. Tip number 10. Adapt to the map. We covered which types of brawlers are good in which game modes. Now we're gonna briefly cover how to determine if a brawler is good on a map or not. It's like dressing for the weather. You need the right clothing. You wouldn't leave your coat and umbrella home if it was raining, right? For example, if a map has a lot of grass, it's good for tanks. If it has a lot of walls, it's good for throwers. If it doesn't have anything and it's open, it's good for marksmen, etc. Knowing this, you can actually pick brawlers that counter those. For example, damage dealers to counter tanks in grassy maps and assassins to counter throwers in maps with a lot of walls. It's up to you. You can also learn other strategies. The most common ones are with tanks. For example, Poco double tank for the healing, Max double tank for the speed, or even Grey with a tank in hot zone. Just place your teleport in the zone and let the tank do the work for you. Tip number 11. Watch and learn. Watch top tier players on YouTube or Twitch. This one is simple yet so effective. It has helped me a lot. By watching them, you see what they are doing different than you, meaning you could actually change it. Or you can see how they're using a certain brawler, their team composition when they're playing, and how they react in certain situations. It's like cheating in school, but you won't get in trouble. I'll put links of the top players I'm watching, such as Penalty or Bobby, in the description down below. Finally, tip number 12. Practice aiming and dodging. From now on, it's mostly practicing what you already know. That's how you get better. Try not moving in the same direction or auto-aiming. If you want to make the best out of it, moving in random patterns left and right while pushing the enemy back is the way to go. Also focus on the opponent's movement. This way you can predict where they're going next and you can shoot at that direction instead. It's easier said than done, of course. The best and fastest method is to hop into some friendly games with one of your friends every day for 5 minutes and practice it. One of you will try to dodge while the other one will practice his aiming. Then you can switch. Okay, just because I'm that great, I have some bonus tips for you guys. Complete the quests, especially the daily ones, and try finishing the Brawl Pass every season to get them juicy rewards. Always keep some extra money saved up in case you want something to buy in the future. And last but not least, have fun. It's the most important thing of all. If you watched my previous video on Brawl Stars, you'll understand why. And that's it. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. If you want me to cover more on this topic or other topics as well, whatever you guys want, let me know down in the comment section below. So thank you all for watching and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.